Tonight on EA Sports, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals taking on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams.
So much has happened since the Super Bowl was last in this part of the U.S. in the early 90s. The Rams and Chargers have both returned to L.A., and they've constructed this incredible new palace for football, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And it will be the scene tonight for Super Bowl 56. And what a matchup we have. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking on the NFC champions, the Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Gaudin joined by my good friend Charles Davis. And Charles, it was maybe the most unlikely Super Bowl run we've seen in a long time. What a story. The Bengals had not won a playoff game since January of 1991. 4-11-1 last year, 2-14 the season before that. Bottom line, though, here they are, the AFC champs.
And Brandon, this is one of the more remarkable turnarounds in NFL history in recent years. In fact, most of the guys on this team weren't even born the last time they won a playoff game. Although, not that long ago, they had a stretch where they were in the playoffs seemingly every year, but couldn't win a playoff game. Now they've gotten that done. They're back in the Super Bowl. And remember, 2 Super Bowl appearances in their history. Number 16 and 23. Unfortunately, both times they ran into Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers.
Meanwhile, the LA Rams, they are back in the Super Bowl for the second time in 4 years. Remember, they lost Super Bowl 53 to the Patriots in Atlanta 13-3. But here they are trying to be the second team in 2 years after Tampa Bay last year to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium.
And we go back to that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, and remember, they were an offensive juggernaut at that time, but only put up 3 points in that game. And they had been a little bit of a tough team to pin down over the last few years. They've had their shares of ups and downs, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but they've always had that great defense, and they're looking to ride that crew to a Super Bowl crown.
On first down, it's Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And that is Allen, still down following the play. Appears to be shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Stafford. That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And he's been sensational all season long, but he saved his best work for the playoffs, leading his guys to the AFC Championship a couple of weeks ago. And now he knows what lies ahead. He's going to need to play a near-perfect 4 quarters of football to get his guys to the finish line.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Brandon Powell. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Rams will go on offense here for the 1st and 10. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Middle of the field to Jefferson. 7 yards, the pickup there. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. To throw is Stafford. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding it for a short game.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford.
He'll dump this off to Akers.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 3rd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Now Stafford fighting through pressure, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Logan Wilson
drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation. And they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
So now the Rams send out the field goal team here. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
On 2nd and 12.
Burrow. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
Touchdown, LA!
Cam Akers.
69 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll give it to Mixon. Nifty move. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Touchdown, Bengals! Joe Burrow with a touchdown connection to Tyler Boyd. And the Bengals are on the board here in this Super Bowl. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Well, that'll be caught by Kupp. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Stafford. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And the Rams are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Now Stafford. He's got it. It's Higbee. Touchdown Rams. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Rams add on to their lead. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by David Long. 20. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. What a moment for him, a pick six in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick sixes over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick six, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison to the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended. That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall him on. What a play here. Another pick six in the Super Bowl. The Bengals drive about to get going. Open man is Uzama. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield.
Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the interception, here's Stafford.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. 2nd and 10.
Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. It's caught. Beckham. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing again is Stafford.
He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford
looking underneath. He's got Akers.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this 3rd quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals.
And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Jet sweep, Boyd with it. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Rams are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stafford now to throw. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. Play action. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stafford. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw.
And he'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he'll be out of bounds.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
A 1-yard touchdown run for Sony Michel. And the Rams are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Gay is on for the point after.
And the lead is now 24. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's Chase now on the jet sweep.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a second down. Now Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 28. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
McPherson on for the point after.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Here's Stafford. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And it's fielded at the 34. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back, and now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible. My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to carry the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So that, Charles, his second touchdown of the ball game. He had the more standard receiving touchdown earlier. This time he finds the end zone in the run game.
Yeah, it's almost as if he said, well, that's how I normally do it. That's almost boring. Give me another opportunity. This time I'll use my legs only and get into the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it.
And now let's look at the quarterback, Matthew Stafford, in our player spotlight. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Taken in at the 22. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense.
Well, the situation very simple here. Late game, down 7. They've got to get it in the end zone.
And the best players know how to be calm in these situations because you know right now his pulse is like a jackhammer. So how does he rein it in, make sure the team has a little bit of calm, coupled with that sense of urgency, got to walk that line a little bit, but get it downfield in order to score, and then put the pressure on the guy who kicks the ball because he could tie the game.
It's been a fun game. It all comes down to this. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Burrow will throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. He may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise at this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And oh, this is taking him one-handed. What a catch. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a second down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter.
And they'll start
here comes Los Angeles. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
They'll give this to Akers running right. Oh, and that a very short gain. They do get a first, but short pickups, not what they're looking for. They'll run here with Akers. And that not what they wanted. They lose yards on first down.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee.
10 seconds to go. Now it's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Fourth down now defensively. Charles, you know they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only 1 period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run, and that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A shotgun snap for Stafford.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Throwing again on second down. Stafford, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. Again, it's Stafford. He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they said, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Stafford looks to throw again. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, and it's caught. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends. And
he's into the end zone. Move over, James White. You've got a new rival for best finish to a Super Bowl ever. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, David.
I kind of figured that was coming.
The Rams have won the Super Bowl, and they will get the Lombardi Trophy. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely
Do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it? And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.